Good afternoon, everyone. I've realized over the past month, July, that I did not, if I'm certain, record a video month in review for June. However, I'm going to try and correct that. Last time I did, I put July down, but thinking I didn't record for July, but I did. So, like I said, after all must have been happening to me and all, things got a little confused, and that happens to the best of us. So, as for June, and I do mean June, month in review, I was hospitalized for almost the entire month of June, which I think I covered in May. Yeah, I did cover that in May and in July. Sounds a bit redundant, I would say. But June, well, it did start out okay. After the first, an infection put me in the hospital. An infection in the groin area. That had to be operated on. And a week after I was released, it was a Sunday evening when I was released. Now, Monday morning, however, I wake up feeling fine after taking the medications and having breakfast. Then something else happened. I started, after, getting up from this very chair recording a video for May, I started trying to get out of this chair, and I had a little trouble getting out of the chair. I finally got up, but I wasn't steady on my feet. It wasn't dizziness, and as far as I remember, my blood pressure bottomed out, according to the paramedics who arrived on the scene about 20 minutes or earlier, when they took my blood pressure. Prepping me for transport, they had problems finding a vein. They've all kind of collapsed on me. So they ran the IV right in here from my hand using a 20 gauge needle. Then it was off to the hospital, where I laid there for about almost an hour before sending me upstairs to the room for treatment. I was in there I believe another week. I'm not sure, no. I was there for a few days. And they scheduled a stress test, which was done that morning. And they found that I had two or three partially blocked arteries in my heart. The day after the stress test was done, they had made plans to transfer me to St. James, Olympia Fields, for the procedure. It was done late in the afternoon, like say 1 or so in the afternoon, not really late. They inserted a sort of a catheter in my right leg and ran the device through my artery or vein. It went straight up into the heart. Angioplasty, I believe it's called, where they have the stent and balloon, but the balloon opens the stent in the blocked artery to keep the artery open. Well, with that done, I was back in the room where they put me in when I arrived at the hospital in Olympia Fields. It took 2 hours, of course, to get a room ready, and they did, in a private room, of course, this time around. Everything healed up nicely. A week, I was on my way out. But for the next week or so, I was still a little unsteady on my feet. I always had to hold on to something if I was near something to hold on to. And when I went shopping, I had to be sure. When I went shopping, I was still feeling this unsteadiness to using motorized carts. I still do that today. Doctor's orders are I'm not to stand for any certain amount of time. So I still use a motorized cart around the store. The only time I stand up now is when I'm trying to get something from the shelf or the deli or pay for the purchases. So that's it in a nutshell. My heart's now, the arteries in my heart are now wide open. The feet, however, let me see. They were cold for like 2 years. They warmed up a tad since they don't feel so cold anymore. And I gotta take Plavix and aspirin now. Yeah, they got me on aspirin regimen. Even got me for got me on nitroglycerin as needed for chest pain. I haven't needed it yet so far, thank goodness, but it'll be there when I do. In the meantime, I'm feeling good. This is Balloon 45. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, to my fans and to my lunar fans. Enjoy your balloons to the fullest. And for the poppers, hey, that's your thing. I'm not here to judge. Keep blowing until they explode. But I enjoy my balloons to the fullest.